All right, y'all, today we're getting back to the basics. We're getting back to the basics with anxiety.
This struggle got purpose and we grow. So whatever role we have to take next, all I need to know is that we'll roll with the punches.
Good morning. Here we are. Another day, y'all, another day. We're drinking coffee. Cheers, top of the morning to you, cheers. You guys ever drink coffee on your way to get coffee? I pulled out this mug this morning of the filling station, so I thought, now that the pandemic, now we can get back into coffee shops. Let's go back to the filling station. Let's go back to the filling station this morning. Haven't been to the filling station in over a year. So this is one of my favorite teas. Is 1% is greater than 0%. 1% is greater than 0%. I wear this on days that I feel like I just need to remind myself that, hey, if you don't got 100% today, if you don't got 110% today, that's okay. Sometimes we just don't have it all the time, right? We just don't have it all the time. But something is better than nothing. Something is better than nothing, and this reminds me, this tea reminds me just to give good effort. It may not always be the best. I don't like it when people say, always do your best. I get it, I understand. You know, the struggle I have with it is sometimes we just can't bring our best. Sometimes we can't bring our best, and that's okay. That's okay. We can't bring our best all the time. 1% is 0%. You can give something though. You can give something. You can give something. Something is always better than nothing, right? And what I find is the more you give something, the more that you just get into it. Then you start getting into, okay, now it's 2%. All right, now that I did 1%, okay, now I'm getting in a groove. Now I'm doing 2%. And before you know it, you're up to 5%. All right, but it just may not be. It may not be 100% every day. It may not be 110% every day. And that's okay. It's okay, y'all. Let's play some tennis, y'all. You ready for this? Great sound. Great sound. The sound of some new tennis balls. Still got it. 28 years later. Since this is episode 101, I thought we'd get back to the basics. You know, kind of like if you're in school and you got a class 101, we're gonna get back to the basics of anxiety. Anxiety 101, and we're gonna just talk about anxiety, the basics of anxiety a little bit today. And so let's start at the very beginning. What is anxiety? What is anxiety? I like to talk about it in this way. You know, think about your car, think about your house, think about your oven, right? They all have alarms on them. They have alarms on them. So what happens is you know, if there's danger, if there's something that's happening, the alarm is gonna go off, okay? So with anxiety, anxiety is your alarm system. It's saying, woo, 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 warning, 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 there's danger, there's danger. And so you can think of anxiety as just naturally your alarm system. The trouble with anxiety is it's really, really, really an old alarm system. Like, think about if your house, think about if your house was built in like 2020, but you had your alarm system was from like 1700 or 1600. Think about how old that would be. Anxiety is the same way. It's in a really old alarm system. So it doesn't know what's the difference between something that is dangerous and something that's not dangerous. All right? So what happens is your alarm anxiety goes off, hopefully when there are things that are dangerous. So like imminent danger, right? So like if a car was coming and I said, hey, walk across the street, you'd be like, oh, no, I don't want to get ran over by the car, right? Or if a snake was crawling and you're like, oh, that's a snake, you know, your alarm would go off. We want your alarm to go off. We want you to feel anxious because that protects you. That keeps you from doing things that are dangerous. That keeps you safe. Now with the false alarms, what happens is anxiety goes off, you start having thoughts, you start having feelings in your body, you start having anxious behaviors, but it's not an imminent threat. It's not an imminent threat. So this might be like you were going to give a presentation in class and your body and your mind thinks it's a threatening situation, and so it starts throwing off the alarm system. Like people are going to laugh at you and you're going to mumble over your words and you know things like that, and so then your mind and your body starts reacting in a way like there was a snake in front of you. Like it doesn't know the difference between like a presentation and a snake crawling and might bite you. So the alarm system at times, based on situations you've been in or memories that you have or experiences, will store these experiences. So then next time when you come up on that situation, your alarm will go off again. And so that's when you see that people, when they become anxious, in various situations, that you can just mention it or you can think about it and you start getting anxious again because your brain has stored those memories. And so what we have to do is for those true alarms, y'all, we're gonna keep those. I don't want you running across the street and maybe getting run over by a car, right? Or I don't want you going up to a snake that you think that might be poisonous and picking up the snake. We don't want you to do that. So we'll keep you, we don't necessarily want to take away that anxiety. The anxiety that we want to work on is the anxiety that interferes in your life, all right? That interferes in your life. So it might be socially. Anxiety can come in many different forms. So if it's interfering in your life, then we want to work on it. We want to work from a cognitive behavioral way where we're working on your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors. Basically, we're rewiring your mind and your body. Okay, we're rewiring that alarm system. So we're upgrading the wires and things from that 1700 alarm to the 2021 alarm. So we're having to go in and we're having to rewire it. We're having to make some changes. All right. So we're wanting to rewire it and make those changes if it's interfering in your life. That's when we start looking at, do you need to spend some time in therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy to be able to get over your fears. All right. So the difference between a true alarm and a false alarm is a true alarm is imminent danger. It's great that you are feeling anxious about that situation. False alarm, you're not in an imminent danger, and it's interfering in your life, and so then we wouldn't want you to be anxious in that time. All right, that it's not interfering in your life. False alarms are false.
On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup.